tools of the trade. Got a brush. This is the brush, or a comb, eyebrow comb. Does have a little makeup on it. And then I have my eyeliner brush, or eyeliner pencil. If there's one thing I know, there's going to be a lot of brushes and there's going to be a lot of pencils in this party. So I define or color in my eyebrows because I want them all to be the same color and I want them to be defined. So I'm going to brush and line it up. Then I gotta brush it again. Now I've got this highlighter kit. It's kind of like when you put racing stripes on a car at this point. But what it's doing is it's the mistake filler inner thing. So if I went too much or too heavy with the dark pencil and the dark brush thing, I'm going to go back with this and fill in the gaps. Kind of like when you're coloring in a coloring book and you make a mistake. Well, guess what? You can always go back with another color and fix the one that you made the mistake. So now I'm filling in the eyeballs and laying down the first palette, because we're going to use the term palette here. And then I'm going to use my fingers to smooth it in. Now, here's the first or second brush or third brush. I don't know, just a lot of brushes. So this brush is bigger and it does broad strokes. It's going to help blend everything in by putting a little bit of makeup. Okay, here's something. Tape. Got tape, kind of like a painter's tape. You put the painter's tape so that you can put colors on, and if it goes over onto the tape, it doesn't matter. And then there's a picture. That lady on the palette, or the color thing, don't know why she's on there, but she just is. But we're going to use her stuff. Now you can see where I'm filling in around the eyes. Now I'm adding some color. This is going to give me some depth. This is war paint. This is to get me ready for battle. But it's right around the eyes, and it's making my eyes pop. Or does it? Okay. So we put it in there, and now it's providing a little depth to the eye so that when I look up, there's a nice color in it to make my eyes pop. And you really got to rub it in, but you want it to blend in, because there's nothing worse than having two-tone paint job on the car. So now we're going to fill in the gaps with yet another brush, and this is the one we use to further fill in or smooth out the colors that we've got working so far. Now I've got my eyeliner pencil, and this is lining up the eyes. But you notice it doesn't matter if I go over onto the tape, because I'm just going to take the tape off, so it's not a big deal. But you really got to take your time, because you want a nice thin line above the eyelash. So rub it in, draw it in, and I can also extend the eye line to make the eyes look wider, more pronounced. Go back over, make sure I went over the line. Oh, rip my tape off. Little word of the wise, you don't want to have that tape anywhere near your eyebrows, because if you rip it off, you will rip off eyebrows, hair. So now I'm putting on some wet foundation in those troublesome areas, maybe where I want things to be a little more covered up than others. And I also want to lay down that foundation. This is the beginning of the building. So I got my eyebrows done. I've got my eye lined out Now I'm putting on my foundation. And the wet is good because it does a nice base. And then we're going to follow it up with some powder foundation because that's going to soften things up. If you know anything about foundation, and we know things about foundation, liquid dries and can look cakey if you don't do something to soften it up. Oh, look what I have. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap, tap. Flip it upside down. Yet another brush or type of brush, or this is more of a squeegee slash sponge, and this helps really dab it into some of those troublesome areas. So now I've got another brush, and this is the one we use. This is the blender brush. This is brush number 5 for those of you at home who aren't counting or who missed 1 or 2. We're on 5. We're blending it in, working it in around the scalp area, around the lines of the face, underneath the eyes, just to soften things up. And you got to get the neck. There's nothing worse than seeing a lady who's got color up here and color up there. Like I said, you can't be running around with two-tone paint job on the car, especially when those two tones don't match. So now we've got another device or powdery color. This one's really for the cheekbones. I think it's what the old ladies used to use. They called it rouge, to give you some contour on your cheeks so they stand out. And got another brush that I'm going to use to blend it all in. Another one of those broad stroke big brushes. Then another small brush to come in and get the tight areas, and then the fat brush again. Man, it's a lot of brushes. Now I'm going to do the top, the forehead, flip it over. There's another brush on here. Now we're up to brush number 6 or 7. Now we do our neck. Here's doing that neckline that I spoke about before. Soften it up, blending it all in. Then I flip it over. Now I'm going back through the eyes and the contours and those shady spots to make sure that they stand out and there is no shading. It all looks smooth. Back around the eye, around the nose, the bridge of the nose, around the mouth. Now I've got the crimper. The crimper. Nothing worse than getting some skin in the crimper. I saw a lady one time that had gotten some skin in her crimper. Next thing you know, she had a swollen eye. It was awful. Anyway, so now I'm putting on the eyeliner. Mascara. This is for the eyelashes. This makes them stick out, makes them long. Look like spider legs. Actually, I guess the bottom ones look more like spider legs because they're skinny and small. So, put on my eyelash maker. A little bit on the bottom, a lot of bit on the top. A little bit on the bottom, a lot of bit on the top. And you know, I hear you cannot use these for too long because they'll get infected and gross. Oh, now I'm doing the lips. No lipstick anymore, folks. We use a little light brush thing. And, da-da-da-da, glamtastic.